I get asked quite a lot how I earn my money, what I do online, and so I thought I would walk you through step by step exactly how I've earned over $1 million through a lead arbitrage system. And I'm going to share with you a few things on my screen here. Before I do, you're probably thinking, what the hell is a lead arbitrage system in the first place? And it's really simple, really straightforward. Basically, it is where you take a business owner that wants more leads, and you charge this business owner for leads that are generated, and then you find somebody to actually deliver the service, and you charge the business owner more than you pay the person that is delivering the service, and then you take whatever's left over. So you might charge a business owner $200 per lead. You might find somebody that is going to look after that client and manage that client for $100 per lead, and then you pocket the difference. So I have used this model myself to generate over $1 million, and this is way over $1 million. This is a screenshot from a Stripe account that, to be honest, we very rarely use anymore, and you can see there's $1.3 million there. And I'm going to walk you through the 8 steps that I have followed and gone through myself in order to basically earn about 100K, a little bit more every single month through the lead arbitrage system. And basically share everything with you so that you can do the same. It is probably the most beginner-friendly business model out there. It's really simple, it's really straightforward, it's really easy to sell. There's a lot of benefits to it. So without further ado, let's kind of get into it. The first step is choosing a niche. Now, you need to choose a niche, you need to choose an industry that you're going to go after, because there's basically, you can, if you run one of these businesses, if you run a lead arbitrage business and you have different clients in different niches, then you need to hire different experts for every single client, and it becomes a logistical nightmare. So you need clients in the same niche so you can use the same person to deliver the service for you. You don't want to have to manage, lots of people. You just want to manage one person and communicate with one person that manages all of your clients. So it's really important that you just select one niche so you can simplify things. And although a lead arbitrage system is a service-based business, we want to turn the service into a product, basically. A very clear set of systems that somebody can follow. And if we do that, and this is the same with every single service-based business, you want to turn it from a service into a product, a bit like an assembly line at a factory. Repeatable systems, repeatable steps, repeatable processes, so that every client gets good results, so that you don't need that many people. You take the thinking out of the equation, and it's just like a simple, coloring in and connecting the dots, basically. It's just a really easy exercise to do. So once we've got the niche, the next thing we need to do is create an offer. And we need to create an offer based on the niche. Now, what is an offer? An offer is something that is going to attract potential clients to want to work with you. Now, when I work with my students helping them set up their own lead arbitrage system, I always suggest that your offer to begin with should also be very closely connected to your pricing structure. So basically the offer is we're going to generate you leads, and you only pay for the leads that we generate you. So there's no risk attached. There's not a lot of thought that has to go in it from a potential client's point of view. There's no risk. It's a really easy decision. Why wouldn't they? So we need to create an offer for our niche. And then once we've got an offer, then what we need to do is contact prospects, potential businesses that want more leads. And pretty much 99.9% of businesses, they want more leads, they want more calls, they want more clients, they want more growth, basically. It's the biggest problem that business owners face. And if we can come to them with a solution, even if we don't know how to deliver ourselves, which is the beauty of a lead arbitrage system, as long as somebody else can do it, if we can go to them with the solution to a problem that basically keeps them up at night, then it makes signing clients pretty simple and straightforward. Now, how do we contact prospects? Well, we do it through cold email. And the reason we do it through cold email is for a number of reasons. Well, reason number one is that it's damn effective. It works really, really well if you know what you're doing and if you work with the right type of clients. The second reason that we use cold email is because of something called second order costs. Now, let's go back to this here, and we say, like, we're going to target a niche. We're going to say you only pay for the leads that we generate you, but what we're going to do is we're going to do it all through paid ads. Well, the problem with this is that although you're technically free, the service that you're offering is free, there's a lot of costs associated with working with you, i.e. ad spend. They might need to spend 10K per month in order to work with you to get decent results. And although you're risk-free, running ads is not risk-free. Therefore, in association, you are also not risk-free. So it's very difficult to sign clients. So what we do is we do cold email to not only generate our own clients, but also to generate our clients' results. So we send out cold emails, which is really simple and straightforward to do. And then once we sign a client, we send cold emails from them as well. So the way that we do it is we buy domains. So every business should have a website, but you don't want to necessarily send or create email addresses off the domain of your existing website because it can hurt the reputation of it. So we buy additional domains, kind of variations of the existing domain. So if we look here, we've got like myro.com. We might put like get-myro.com as a variation of a domain. And then we'll create email addresses that are connected to the new domains. So now we've got some email addresses that we can send emails from. And then we're going to source some leads. So we've got email addresses to send to. And then we're going to send some emails. And the whole point of the email is to get somebody to book in a call. When somebody books in a call, we can say, hey, do you want more leads on a pay per lead basis? Or do you want more calls on a pay per call basis? Every business owner says yes, because there's no risk. It's really easy to sign clients. So that's the next step. And all of this, by the way, is everything I have done to generate over $1 million through a lead arbitrage system. And when I get down to 0.7 and 8, I'm going to actually show you how I work less than 1 hour per day on my lead arbitrage system, and how you can do the same. You need to go through points 1 to 6 first, and then 7 and 8 are how you're going to be able to really take advantage of that time and that location freedom. And it's also, when you get there, you're already going to have financial freedom as well. So we contact prospects, and we do it through cold email, as we've just discussed. And then we need to sell prospects. Now, remember, we say to prospects, look, I'm going to do cold emails for you. You only pay based off the results that we generate, so there's no risk associated with it. Cold emails cost very little to set up and manage and run, so I'm not expecting you to spend $5,000, $10,000 on meta ads. I'm not expecting you to have to spend loads of time doing loads of things, like, for example, sitting in front of a camera and helping them grow their Instagram account or something like that, where they've got to shoot a load of videos, shoot a load of reels. You don't have to do anything, Mr. Prospect. You don't have to spend, any money, and you just simply pay for the calls or the leads that we generate for you. Do you want to grow? Yes. Do you want to go and spend loads of money on paid ads and hope that you grow, or do you want to spend zero money and then basically just get the results and then pay for them? So selling prospects is pretty simple and straightforward. And I'll explain in a little bit more detail in a second a really neat little system that we use that makes signing clients really simple and straightforward as well. So number 5, just to kind of recap, so we're going to choose a niche, number 1, then we create an offer to target that niche, and then we contact prospects from our niche, and then we sell prospects. And then once we've done that, we then need to instruct a lead sourcer, or a lead generator. So this is the person that is now going to look after your new clients. So you have brought the clients on board, really simple, straightforward process, and then you've got to find somebody. This is where the lead arbitrage system comes in. You then got to find somebody to do this work for you. Now, here's where it gets cool. Instead of saying to this lead sourcer, like, I'll give you a salary of X per month, whatever it may be, you say, look, you're going to come on board and you're going to have unlimited earning potential, because every time that you find a lead, I'm going to pay you. This client only wants 20 leads a month, but this client wants as many leads as you can get per month. That's generally how it works out. Not every business wants like unlimited leads, but quite a lot do. So they can then earn a lot more money, and obviously the more money that they earn, the more money that you earn. And also, here's what's really cool, the happier the client is, because the client is willing to pay per lead, and the more leads they get, the more their business grows. So it's a really kind of unusual scenario where everybody's really happy, and the more money that is spent and the more money that is made, the happier everybody is. Now, this can be quite a challenging thing to do, to find a reliable lead generation or call generating expert. And what we actually do with our students is we have these people in place already. We train them, we vet them, we verify them, and make sure that they're actually good at what they do. And then we basically introduce our students to certified lead generation experts so that they can do the work for them. But you can do it on your own. Some people do. You can do it yourself if you want, but your time is best spent signing new clients and getting more money in that way, as opposed to doing that side of it. But each to their own. So that's step 5. Step 6 is to manage the communication between yourself and the client. Now, I get asked this question a reasonable amount, is can I let the lead generation expert manage the client day to day? And the answer is kind of no. They can do a little bit, but what you don't want to do is have somebody that generates the results and looks after the client, because before long, they're probably both going to look at you and think like, why do I need this other guy? Why don't you just pay me directly? You pay me a little bit less than you're paying that guy, but a little bit more than I'm already getting paid. So that doesn't happen that often, but it can happen. So you want to manage the communication between the clients, and that's something that you want to make sure that you do, at least to begin with. And then there's a couple more things that we can do here. So I talked about 7 and 8 being things that allow you to really step back from the business and allow the business to stop being a job and start being an actual business. A lot of people, when they start a business, they actually just kind of create a job for themselves. And depending on your goals, that might be absolutely fine. But if you want to actually run a business, it needs to be able to run without you. And as I say, I work about an hour a day on my lead arbitrage system. And the reason why is because I have in place number 7 and 8. Now, just to be clear, I didn't have this from day one. It took some time to kind of get to that stage. I had to go through 1 to 6 first before I could move on to 7 and 8. Now, number 7 is outsourcing sales. So there's going to be a couple of responsibilities that you're going to have to begin with. One is sales calls, and then the other one is managing the client communication. So when it comes to outsourcing sales, here's why selling is really easy. I mentioned here about like selling prospects is really simple and straightforward. And it's because of something that I've coined the single skill success cycle. And picture this. So let's say, for example, we send a cold email to a prospect. That prospect books in a sales call. And then on the sales call, we are selling them sales calls. We're saying pay per sales call. And they say, okay, how are you going to do it? And you say, we're going to send out cold emails on your behalf to your prospects. They say, okay, how do I know it's going to work? And then most of the time, what people have to do is they have to show them case studies, they have to get referrals, recommendations, all that stuff, and it really slows the sales cycle down, and it makes it near on impossible for somebody who doesn't have that to actually break free and kind of break through that initial stage, and it stops them from growing because they don't have case studies, they don't have testimonials, they don't have references and recommendations. So the way that we answer that question is we say, well, the reason that this is going to work, the reason that when we send cold emails on your behalf to generate you sales calls is going to actually work is because we sent you a cold email to generate a sales call, and here you are on this sales call. So you are living proof that we know what we're doing because you're on a sales call right now. We sent you a cold email and you're on a sales call. So now we're just going to do the exact same thing. So the phrase I always use and I teach my sales guys to use is, it worked on you, therefore it will work for you. Cold emails manage to get you onto a sales call, so cold emails will manage to get your prospects onto a sales call. And it's like, this is us here, we send a cold email and we generate a call, and then this is the client, and then we generate them we send cold emails to them and we generate them a call. And it's just like this single skill. And that's why number 5 here, instructing a lead sorcerer or lead generation expert, is really kind of, once you find them, they're great because they only need to get good at one skill, and they can get damn good at it if they focus all of their time and attention on it, which is what they do. So you can get great client results. So you can charge clients lots of money because you're generating them lots of leads, lots of calls, and it makes the process really, really smooth. So that's number 7. That's what I did. Once I got through 1 through 6, I outsourced sales. And then number 8, which is where like real freedom comes, is you hire an account manager. And the account manager is going to take number 6 off your hands. They're going to be the person that looks after all your clients. So now here's kind of what my system looks like, I guess, and what yours can look like once you get through steps 1 through 8, is you have the person that generates your clients the results. They can run your campaigns for you. So you don't have to generate your own sales calls. Somebody internally is doing it for you. Those sales calls then go to your sales guys or gals, and they sign the clients, and then the account manager manages the clients, and then the lead generator looks after the clients. And you are completely like out of the loop when it comes to looking after clients or generating clients or doing anything. And what that allows you to do is stop working in the business and start working on the business. So I have a really unfair advantage on my competitors, because most of my competitors are using an outdated model where they're doing all the work themselves, or they're hiring somebody internally, they're paying them a salary, they're training them, the person that they've hired isn't incentivized enough or isn't incentivized properly, so they're not actually doing the work well, and client results aren't good, and all this stuff that kind of plagues this space. Whereas I'm now able to think, right, what new things can I do to get more clients? What new things can I do to increase the results of my existing clients? And I can spend all day, if I want to, just perfecting little things inside the business. Compare that to my competitor that spends all day talking to clients, training staff, working with staff, managing everything, God forsake, doing it themselves, and they're like drowning in the day-to-day, whereas I've got like this 30,000 foot view of the business, and I actually own a business as opposed to a job. And that's really hard to do when you set things up the wrong way from the start. Only by setting things up properly, instructing a lead generation expert to help, that's the only way you're going to ever get the freedom that most people desire when starting their own business. So that was the 8-step process that I went through to earn over $1 million through the lead arbitrage system. If you want to start your own lead arbitrage system or find out more about how it all works, click the first link in the description. And if you've got value from this video, give us a thumbs up, helps the algorithm push it out to more people that are going to be interested in this. If you want to see more videos like this, consider hitting that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.